for you outside, standing in the aisles, walking by, why don't you come in? This is the place to be now, okay? This is where the so-called Mindsphere Open Challenge is about to take place. The third round here since yesterday. And what it is, we asked some of our clients to hand in some use cases of problems that aren't solved yet. And on the other side, we asked our developers, or developers in general around the world, hey, can you submit some ideas, your solutions to these problems to help our clients? And we're going to bring them together here on stage today. We have 3 teams presenting their solutions to our client. And the best thing is, on the one side, the winner team will get a chance to actually work together with our client on the solution, and everybody else has a wonderful platform to present themselves, to present their company, their ideas. But they also have a chance to win a trip to Berlin in September to the next Mindsphere conference. This is done via online voting. That means you all here in the audience, but also at home, have the chance to vote for your favorite team. And the online winning team is the team to go to the next Mindsphere conference in Berlin in September. But our focus right now is on who is going to impress our jury. And we're going to introduce them in a moment. But first, let's introduce our client. We're talking about Kampf, Schneid and Wickeltechnik GmbH. And we brought a quick video to give you an idea about who this is. Let's go for it. Slitter Winder Kampf. I think a nice video to give us an idea about what they do. And let's bring our representative on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Donatus Weber. Hello. Welcome. How do you like this? Huh?
Wow.
Wow.
It's perfect.
So
really
we have a nice audience here. I think your company's probably watching also at home.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's hope so. Donatus, tell us a bit about the company, Kampf. How big is it? What's your revenue? What, in general, some facts.
We have around 600 employees worldwide. In 2020, we will be 100 years old, so we celebrate our 100th birthday. We have a revenue around 120 million per year, with 5,000 machines in field.
Sounds big. So what is the problem you pose to Mindsphere Open Space Challenge? What solution are you looking for?
Well, slitters and winders. I'm pretty sure not all of you know what slitters and winders do. So I brought some example. This is a roll. Kitchen tissue roll. Imagine this is 11 meters wide, and it's optical film for your mobile phones, for your displays. Our machines are made for slitting these large rolls into smaller rolls. And there are lots of applications, starting from battery film, We have, of course, the converting industry. That means I'm pretty sure in the morning you have some yogurt tub lids that were produced by Kampf machines. And quite some time ago, we started to have or to build our own Industry 4.0 platform, the Advanced. The Advanced is now in the field. Our customers like it. But I'm a big fan of the key point of Industry 4.0. And the key point for me is interoperability and connectivity. That means we need federated clouds, we need federated platforms on top. So let's imagine our customers have different production lines in different locations in the world, and they want to have their KPIs or machine parameters in one place, decentral. Mindsphere is a very good option for this. And we issued this challenge under the title Joint Platforms.
Right.
That means we want to have a federated platform, Mindsphere and the Advanced.
So looking for a way to connect your own Industry 4.0 platform with Mindsphere.
Exactly.
Okay, I get the idea. And you're also going to be part of the jury.
Yes.
Also very excited to see what our teams have presented. So first of all, thank you for being here today, Donatus. If you want to take a seat.
Sure.
Now's the time. And I'd like to introduce the rest of the jury here, ladies and gentlemen. On the one side, we have Daniel Kronin. Daniel, nice of you to join us. He is an entrepreneur, also a founder of a couple of startups out there, very successful, lecturer, and a very, very passionate guy when it comes to startups. You'll see what I mean as soon as we go along. Then we also have here from Siemens, ladies and gentlemen, Stefan Gierse. Nice to have you also with us. Stefan, maybe you can tell us a bit about the relationship between Siemens and Kampf.
Yeah, and I think Donatus very well mentioned what is the real root cause for why we are sitting here today. So Kampf obviously started prior to joining up forces with us on Mindsphere, and that is one of the core reasons for why I really think that this is an excellent example that this is going together. It's a collaboration, it's a partnership, and we are extremely eager to see what will come good out of this today. And not as a coincidence, also Donatus and the Kampf company is founding member of our Mindsphere World organization, which also demonstrates the openness of what we are doing on Mindsphere. So I'm really extremely excited, and I'm looking forward to having great presentations and good ideas how to make these two elements work.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us here today. Stefan Gierse. Then also from Siemens Mindsphere, we have Ralf Wagner as an expert in the field, and not to mention Fabrizio De Pasquale. I remember the E at the end. Pasquale from Next 47. So this is our jury. They will be evaluating the different presentations here on stage later on. Now let's move on to our teams. We have 3 teams in total. Every team has 15 minutes time in total to present. That means it'll be split up, 7 minutes to present, 8 minutes Q&A. Both very, very important. And after that, everybody has the chance, once again, to vote for these teams. All you have to do is go to siemens.com/vote now, and there you have the chance to vote for them. Okay? So that'll be the rundown. And we're going to start right off with our first team here in the challenge. For Kampf, from Centric, please welcome Niels Vlocker. Niels. So great to have you, Centric. I think we had on stage before for the other challenge also.
Yes.
So you submitted a couple of solutions here to a number of problems. But you're not a one-man show here, are you?
No, well, on the stage I'm a one-man show.
On the stage now you are. Okay, so tell us a bit about your position at Centric. What do you do?
Yeah, okay, so I'm responsible for a team called the Centric Labs, which is a rapid prototyping unit helping customers evaluate new product ideas, doing high-fidelity prototyping with technological solutions. So, yeah.
And when it comes to presenting your ideas in front of an audience like this, some are experts, some are laymen, some just stop by because they're interested. How do you feel?
Well, a bit more than a little bit excited, actually.
Okay, yeah. But you'll be fine, I'm sure of that. Here's your audience. 15 minutes to go. They're the ones to impress. Go for it.
Okay, great. Thanks for having me. Good afternoon. So this is Niels Vlocker from Centric Labs, and I'm really glad to be able to present our little showcase for the Joint Platform Challenge from Kampf. So basically, oh, my clicker isn't working, so let's do it like this. Okay, so I'm going to give you a very short rundown from about the challenge, and I guess it's going to be a little bit different than the last challenges you've seen because we actually tried building something, so this might be a little bit more technical than the previous presentations, but here it is. So basically, Donatus already told that there is the advanced platform running on-premise, collecting data from connected machines. And the challenge basically is to aggregate this data, get it into a place where you can compare it across different shop floors, and basically try to visualize it and derive data analytics from it. So when we learned about the challenge, we were quite excited because on the one hand side, we are pretty much familiar with the advanced platform. My company has built that platform in collaboration with Kampf. And on the other hand side, I have a team of people specialized in product exploration and prototyping. So basically we thought, okay, let's see what we can squeeze in between the Eastern holidays and the Hannover Messe and see what you can actually do with the Mindsphere platform in just a couple of days, right? So what we did is assemble one of our prototyping teams, get some help from a colleague who actually helped developing the advanced platform, and then we got our hands dirty and started hacking. And I'm not going to show you many more slides. I'm just going to give you a very short explanation of what you are going to see next. So what we actually built was we have a little adapter running inside the advanced platform, grabbing data that is already being produced by the machines, formatting it, and then sending it to what in the Mindsphere lingo is being called a self-hosted app. So there's another application running somewhere in the cloud that is basically ingesting the machine data and then sending it forth into the Mindsphere platform, right? Where it is being stored, it's being prepared, and then we developed something that's called a Mindsphere app. These are the little things that you can actually deploy on the platform and that you can monetize later, and that is reading data from these time series API and displaying them as a dashboard. So I'm going to cross my fingers. So this is hard mode for a pitch presentation. I'm actually going to show how the system is working live, or maybe not. So we'll see. Oh, too fast. Let's do this. Okay, so, this is the moment where I type my password for everyone. Okay, told you it's going to be hard mode. But all is going to be fine. So what we are seeing here is basically we are connected to the Kampf virtual private network, and what we are seeing here is an actual live video stream from one of the demonstrator machines inside the Kampf Technicum in Wiel near Cologne, and you can actually see it produce going through productions run on a non-stop configuration. And while it's doing that, so what we are seeing here is actually the advanced platform, and you can see that there are a couple of machine data and environmental data points that are being collected. And what we actually did, and this is going to be not that nice, but you can actually see how our externally hosted app is going to ingest all that data. Right, so it's working pretty hard. We are getting almost live data here. And then inside the actual platform, you can see how this data is being visualized as a little Mindsphere app. Right, so unfortunately, the connector for the production actual data stopped working just before the presentation. But you can still see the environmental data like humidity, temperature, air pressure, and so on being ingested live into Mindsphere and being displayed inside the dashboard. You can also see OEE data from the last production run being shown and available for later comparison. And you can, inside the Fleet Manager, which is an app that's already delivered together with Mindsphere, you can actually see the historical data that we stored during yesterday's production run. And now all of this data would be available for further data analytics. It's not being thrown away, so it's now stored in the cloud, and you can actually build more apps on top of it. So Okay, so this is apparently only just a prototype. We did it in like 3 days or something. So what could be next is we could, for example, use the tools and libraries that are being delivered together with Mindsphere to connect the machines in the different shop floors, right? So this is a custom-built solution that you've just seen. One way would be to use the MindConnect library or the MindConnect integration platform. Also, with all that data being stored inside the platform, you could now build analytics or comparison platforms, could expand the dashboard and turn it into a platform that Kampf customers could use to visualize data across all of their shop floors. So that's basically it. I think I'm already a bit early. So if you want to learn more about me and the team, feel free to just visit our website, and thanks for listening. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Niels.
Yeah.
A bit early, but only a minute. And first of all, I think he deserves an extra round of applause for being the first to go in this challenge in the round here. All right, that's always.
Thank you.
Hey, believe me, getting on stage, presenting your idea in front of an audience is not easy. But now, the moment of truth.
Yeah.
All right, tough questions from our jury. Go for it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for that. Normally, I advise everyone do not live demo whatever you do. I can tell by your smile that you heard that as well, but very brave move and very impressive. Yeah. I'd like to take it a step back. Can you maybe tell us a bit about yourself and about the team, the company, the structure of the company?
Yeah. Okay. You already heard a bit about Centric from the colleagues who presented earlier. So I'm representing what's called Centric Labs, which is a rather new unit. We've been building this up for the last 2 years. And it's basically a couple of distributed teams who are specialized in doing this kind of work, like in very early product phases where you are still trying to figure out whether this could be a solution for your customers or for your audience. Use technology to actually make it tangible, visible, and to get high quality feedback. Right?
And what role do you have?
Pardon?
And what role do you have? What's your position?
Well, quite a few. So I'm advising the product managers on the customers part, but I'm also still a full-time developer. So yeah.
Sweet, thank you. Now I'd like to open up further questions if you have, gentlemen. Please.
So, first of all, it was a great pitch. Congratulations to that. So, from my perspective, is how do you, as a company, try to monetize projects like this in a broader scale in order to make then more?
So I guess we are mostly a IT consulting and solution company. So I guess our work with Mindsphere will mostly result in us working for customers like Kampf and helping them build their solution on the platform. Right, and then we would be doing project work.
So developing standard applications which you might even then sell and monetize over a digital exchange or app store on Mindsphere. Would this fit into your business model or not really?
We might end up doing this, but on the other hand, I guess it's easier to work with customers who have the actual domain knowledge to develop these kind of solutions. So, and we feel quite fine with the technological parts of it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Fabrizio, was it a question? I saw a nod, kind of. So he just had your question. Any other? Donatus? Sure, go for it. There you go. I have to hold on to this.
Wow. Wow. Really, wow. One question from my side. I've been seeing this diagram, machine setup time versus machine runtime.
Yep.
That was looking like this half donut.
Yeah.
Is this something that is directly available as element inside the Mindsphere? So
the dashboard that you've seen is actually custom made. So this is really an application we built from scratch. The second part where I showed the historical data being stored, that's a Fleetboard app that's being deployed by Mindsphere and that is available inside your dashboard.
Okay, thank you very much. Another question, how many man hours did you use? Or did you need
10,
to accomplish?
10, maybe 15.
Yeah. Wow.
You did that in 10 hours?
Yeah, I guess so.
What do you guys do in 100? I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
So, and I actually would like to build on that question. What would be your dream of reaching the next step for that particular app. So if you had 100 hours, so where would you push it?
Yeah, I think it would be really interesting to turn this into a real Mind app that Kampf could use to deliver next to the advanced platform and actually show the potential of the platform as well as the advanced. That would be a nice thing.
Okay, thank you. And in addition to that, if I understood correctly, you are taking from the advanced platform into Mindsphere and you're doing something with the data on Mindsphere. So what about the way back? Did you look into that as well?
Not sure that this is even planned. So as far as I know, the plans for Mindsphere are mainly data ingestion and data analytics inside the platform and not actually feeding back data. And I would probably be a bit scared from a security point of view.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise.
I can see heavily nodding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabrizio.
Yes. So who's going to consume the data that you are visualizing on the app?
Oh, actually, I don't even know. Right.
Okay.
So for
maybe this was more
use
of a
case,
question for Donatos.
For this use case, you would probably need to ask Donatus Weber to answer that question. So for this use case, it was really just the challenge of trying to build something in that short amount of time and taking it live. So yeah.
Any other questions here from the jury? There we go. Ralf?
If there's, please.
Yeah. How big was the advantage for you that you knew already the existing on-premise platform, do you think?
Well, I guess it was apparently easier to build the connector that was able to pump data into Mindsphere, but that's really the smallest part of the whole thing. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Thank you very much from Code Centric with the first presentation of the day. Yeah, you might want to take the laptop with you. So, question to the jury here. As a first presentation, oh, they're all busy, still talking. Okay, you guys go for it. You guys go for it. Oh, good. I just wanted to ask a question, but it's okay.
No, go for it. Go for it. If you have a question, we're happy.
No, just basically, what as a developer, if I'm standing up here, I'm pitching, and I get like tons of questions, or on the other side, I get no questions at all. What is better?
I think a lot of questions because it shows that people are interested and people question you. If you get no questions, that's usually a very, very bad sign.
I mean, it can't be something like, he has it all figured out. Like, no.
Potentially, but I've not seen that in 5,000 pitches. So
okay.
Haven't encountered it yet. But you seem to have an opinion on it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a high awareness that this is not ready to a point that we say, okay, we finish here and we keep it like it is.
Right.
So I think I exactly agree. It's a good sign if we have questions in order to understand what would be the path forward. It's not ending here today. Hopefully it starts today, right?
And I mean, to follow up on that, the actual target of a pitch is to sit down and talk in detail afterwards.
To have a debate.
So if there's no questions, well, you probably missed your target.
And if you have questions, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to ask our developers over at their team desks. We have a desk set up here for every team, and you feel free to go to them anytime throughout the entire day. Besides that, if you think Code-Centric was the idea already, you don't even need to see the rest, and you want to vote for them now, go to siemens.com/vote now, but I'd advise everybody to stick around for the next ones. Coming to team number 2 is from Trevisto. Please welcome Christian Keine and Oliver Fuhrmann. Not yet? Okay, so, hi. Welcome. So I announced 2 names coming on stage now.
That's right, yeah.
But your other colleague, he just made it. Is that correct?
He just made it, yeah.
He just made it, so to say, from the Autobahn right onto the stage. I think that deserves a big round of applause.
Yeah.
Woo.
So Christian just arrived.
Yes.
Due to a problem with the train, there was one train completely shut down.
Completely, yes. The trains.
Christian was running to get on the stage.
I was running faster than the bus.
We're not even going to get into that topic with trains here now. But anyway, great that you could make it. Maybe you want a glass of water first? Let's all breathe. We have time. Let's breathe. Maybe you could start off by explaining to us a bit about your company and how big you are, where you're from, and what you actually do in the company.
Yes. Trevisto AG is a company which is based in Nuremberg and Berlin. We have around 40 employees, and we are an IT consulting company focusing on strategy and implementation. And we have been working on industry projects, and also we do big projects in bank and insurances. So this is where we come from. We are data specialists.
A question that always arises, also from the jury later on, what is your position?
I'm in business development and in the position of a lead consultant at Trivisto AG.
All right. Listen, you were able to catch your breath?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm
so
fine. Thank
tell
you.
us a bit about your position. What do you do exactly in?
I'm also a consultant in business development.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm not going to take any more of your time. You have 7 minutes to present. Give it all you got, and after that, 8 minutes Q&A. Let's go for it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. As already said about the Trivisto company, so I won't take any words on that anymore. I will start right away with our solution. Our answer to the problem description of Kampf, for the case of Kampf, is to develop a smart data application of Trivisto in the Mindsphere platform. The integration of the machine data by connecting the on-premise servers of the already existing the advanced platform of Kampf to a Mindsphere Trivisto application would be our answer to the challenges of Kampf, the current challenges. We would enable combined advantages by the transformation, by the combined advantages of both platforms, Mindsphere and the advance of Kampf. And we would be able to simulate processes to enable smart quality. I will come to that point later on. So, Trivisto company has some excellent references in developing applications for database and prediction for industrial industry, as well as in the scope of Industry 4.0. We were successfully implementing solutions within prediction analysis models, as well as neural networks for artificial intelligence. One part of our solution would be predictive maintenance. So this figure should give you an overview of the functionality of Trivisto's predictive maintenance in the smart data application in Mindsphere. The first step would be the data collection from the sensor data of the machines and plants at the operator's production sites. And then in the second step, we are able to manage a data dimensionally reduction, possibly due to a neural net. And this is boiling down the data to its essence. And in this step, the plant operator can can watch the machine condition through a metric at one glance. In a third step, we are able to compute a score, to calculate a score, which shows the conditions deviation from its baseline of the machines and plants. So the maintenance staff would be informed if the deviation would reach a critical area, and it enables real-time condition monitoring for the plant operators. We added complementary database services or solutions to our solution to point out further prospects through the integration of machine data into the Mindsphere platform. Smart metering, which is the one already left, would be a preparation to integrate machines and plants into a smart grid. Machine data also could be used to intelligently control the winding speed of Kampf's machines and plants, and to facilitate field service activities. The joint platforms, the combined advantages of the both platforms would reduce resources for installation and maintenance, as well as necessary specialist expertise for the maintenance stuff. To complement our solution, we added our concept, the approach of revolutionizing the business model of Kampf. It would be developed further from selling the machines and plants into providing the machines and plants. The connection of the machine data in the Mindsphere platform would enable utilization, evaluation, and billing. A collaborative usage of the machines and plants would be the result of it. The location from the production sites would be not important anymore to access their capacity. So I move on to the combined advantages of our solution. The preparation of data would enable cost reduction. Also, there's no need for an all-embracing data transfer due to that preparation of data. Also, in the existing servers from the already existing Kampf, the advanced platform. Also, there are benefits from our predictive maintenance solution, which is that we don't need labeled data for doing that prediction analysis. The machine's condition score is shown in one score, so it's easier to maintenance, and condition changing outlook is given by the predictive score, which I have already mentioned. Smart quality, I have mentioned in the second slide, is enabled due to simulation of processes, which could be used to know the optimal settings of a system before putting it into operation, as well as to predict product quality of the operator's product. So the operator could get the advantages and Kampf too. Share economy, as I already mentioned, is the result of the revolutionizing the business model, and it would enable a collaborative usage of the machines and plants, as well as user analysis, which means a deeper integration of the customers of Kampf, which would lead to further impulses for development and research. So to conclude my presentation, here's an overview of the cooperation of actors and roles to facilitate these smart services. Customized Mindsphere applications would be developed by Trevisto, and these applications would integrate the machine data into the Mindsphere platform. Kampf would utilize these applications to offer additional services to their customers, and the plant operators would stand to benefit from the enhanced services. So thank you for your attention. I hope you like my solution, and I'm looking forward to accompanying Kampf into their way into the Mindsphere platform. And now I would be happy to answer your questions.
All right, Christian Keine. Thank you for the presentation once again.
It's Kine.
And I got to tell you, respect for getting on stage right after, I can imagine. I couldn't be able to pronounce my name probably right after that. Great presentation for that. And I'd like to hand it over to our jury. We'll probably have a couple of questions.
Yeah, indeed. Well, thank you for that, and kudos to you for jumping off the train straight away. It was a bit unclear for me. The solution was a bit unclear for me. It seemed like a plethora of possibilities, but not as focused as I would have expected. But I'd like to kind of still take a step back. I may have missed it, but what's your company size?
About 40 employees.
About 40 employees, okay. And how far is what you just presented, how far is that away from your core product or your core solution?
The integration, the integration in the platform was not, we did not already implemented a solution, like I already said in the expertise of Trevisto, into a platform. But we already developed database applications for predictive analysis and artificial intelligence.
Okay, thank you. Gentlemen.
Fabrizio.
Yeah, along the same lines, I was wondering whether you have some similar industrial application already as part of your experience or customers that you can build on top of.
Yes, as mentioned, we have two cases shown here on the stage, and the one is optimizing the order entry processes in production where fresh vegetables are made, and the goal there was to optimize the production process and the order entry process. And what we did, we used artificial intelligence, deep neural networks in terms to have a better prediction than before. And of course, the other case was film production. And with film production, as you know, the main input material is chalk, and therefore there are some temperature and so on, is moisture and other parameters are relevant, and if you monitor on a continuous basis these machine data and data of the surroundings, then you are in the position to optimize the process, product quality. You can foresee the product quality, and you are able to say this is good, this is bad, and at the end of the day, you get a better production quality.
So what I really pretty much liked about your pitch, how you started, that you showed the references, the expertise that your company has with concrete examples. What for me, specifically from the Mindsphere perspective, lacked a little bit on the technology side. There was nothing you had built, maybe in a hackathon kind of style, quickly showing a dashboard. This was only on slides, so that is the piece that's missing for me, that how is your execution actually in order to have a small team, build a solution fast and show a proof of value, proof of concept to your customers? Yeah.
We're a company which was founded in 2009, and we, as I mentioned, we are data specialists. We know how to build data warehouses to deal with big data, and working for banks and for industry, it is I can give you other references where we can show that we can use the best solutions in order to get the maximum value for our customers.
So last comment to your pitches, what I also then liked again is that you really had business models. You didn't only look at the technology and analytics, you had a business model in mind. You thought about things like, wow, if there's free capacity on machines, put them on a marketplace and try to help Kampf to monetize this additional capacity via a platform. So these are things which are really looking even ahead of simply technology. That's good.
That's why we're here, because we're not only looking at the data. Data is a raw material. We know that, and we know how to handle it. But changing the business model, thinking not only about digitization, but also of servitization. When it comes more to service, there's more revenue in service, and so you should go for that.
And I actually would like to build on that comment which you just made. Can you give an idea on how that process would work, how you would help Kampf to develop these models and to develop them in depth so that they, in the end, result in an app and an additional service where the revenue for Kampf would come from?
We are a consulting company starting with workshops, sitting together, speaking together, and afterwards it's more clear what your goal is, and we are absolutely working very tightly together, and it's all the customers projects we are involved in are really long term. It's not only a project you can there's no end at 6 months or so. We go on with you.
Okay. Yes. Now we've heard the customer mention Donato. So what's your feedback on the pitch?
So thank you very much. What I especially like is this different thinking in the area of business models. Because we're actually, inside Kampf, we are thinking about this pay-per-use model. And I think Mindsphere is a very good possibility for monitoring the runtime of a machine. Because you need a basis for payment. And I'm pretty sure one can use the Mindsphere for this as a global solution. So I very much like this aspect.
Thank you.
What I'm interested in, how do you plan to interconnect the advanced as a platform built of cloud technology directly with Mindsphere? So just make it a little bit clearer.
Of course, we would need a little bit more technical insights for saying, okay, we need to use this or that development platform, for example. And after talking about the technical insights, the details, we can we can show you, or we can plan how we're going to develop an application that is able to integrate the data coming from the advanced platform, and putting the data into usage for the Mindsphere platform.
Thank you very much.
And then there, I'm sorry that
No.
and there our application then uses several other applications or the Mindsphere engines to utilize then these data coming from the machines and plants.
This would be my next question. You've been mentioning predictive learning, as there's predictive learning inside Mindsphere. We also have a machine learning platform or a machine learning tool inside the advanced. But I think when having production information from different locations, as one customer has maybe 10 different locations with production lines, it makes more sense to have this predictive learning on top of all these production lines. So that would be possible.
Yes, that would be possible, and we would be able to handle the different operation sites, the production sites of each customers of Kampf, of course, that they that foreign data of another customer wouldn't be shown on their dashboard of another customer, and Kampf would be able to analyze data of all the production sites and their customers, and that was the goal, to mention that, and that's what we saw as we were breaking down the requirements of this case, that you want to analyze all the data from your customers to get knowledge about their needs and deeper insights.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much too.
All right, thank you very much
Thank you.
also. Time has run out, and we'd like to say thank you once again to Christian and Oliver from Trevisto.
Thank you very much.
Much luck. Thanks. Thank you for the presentation. And for you, ladies and gentlemen, sitting here, but also at home, once again, your chance to vote now. If you say Trevisto, hey, this was a good idea, I like it, vote for them. Go to siemens.com/vote now. And to our jury, once again, maybe a question also to Daniel, our pitch professor. Pitch professor, not for good reasons. You were also, like I said before, you've also founded a couple of startups. You're in the business. You've been in the business for a while. Are there like golden rules when it comes to pitching? Are there like 3, 4, 5? What do you have to say?
Yes, there's always a couple of rules. I think for me the most important thing is always understand why you're doing what you do, and always give the customer listening a clear understanding that you are the one behind it, that you're driving it. For me, it's important to know with whom am I dealing and why are they doing it.
Right.
Will they be strong enough and passionate enough to kind of take it through the ups and downs that the business world will bring? That's the one thing. The second thing is know whom you're talking to, know whom you're addressing and what kind of a pain they have. You want that the audience, that the customer identifies and says, yeah, that's me, that's exactly what I want, really curious. That's the second step I find essential. And the third, which I always tell people I find essential, is defining next steps, saying, and this is the next step we want to take, this is what we want to do, and then to form a request out of that and saying, okay, and in order to go the next step, this is what we would like from you, being the audience, being an investor, being a customer, so that it seems like a very clear funnel. I really like that, and maybe also very important, having it super simple.
Right.
A pitch has to be very simple and understandable, and having fun. That always helps.
We've talked a few times, and you said, the easiest or the best way is basically to have a way to be able to explain it to a 5-year-old.
Correct.
Right? If you can explain it to a 5-year-old, he can understand what you're trying to do.
Correct. And if the audience, if the customer has more questions, then they can ask, and then you can go in detail and show how good you are at what you are. But have it simple. Smart people can make it simple.
This is an advice for all developers watching out there wondering, I have an idea. I don't know how to get started. I don't know what to, take into consideration. Daniel Cronin, our pitch professor, and Azri, they will lead the way. So let's move on to our third presentation and last presentation for this challenge. And I'd like to welcome from Data Ahead, here is Ulrich Grauvogel. Hey, Ulrich. So welcome, first of all. How are you feeling? All good?
Quite well.
Quite well, okay. A bit nervous, or is it more the excitement just to be able to say, finally, hey, this is my solution. I have the best idea for you.
Actually, it is the best solution, and it's not the first time I'm doing this.
Confidence is something you need also, right? So tell us a bit about your company, and is this your company?
I'm the product manager and the CMO there.
Okay.
And I ran into Data Ahead a couple of years ago when they were digitizing another investment of ours. which is working like hell, and we didn't know why.
Right.
So we looked deeper into it, and we found, wow, there's a raw diamond in, and since then I'm grinding it.
And where are you from?
I'm from Nuremberg, personally.
And the company?
The company Data Ahead.
Exactly, is also from Nuremberg.
I'm always in the company where I'm engaged.
All right, so I'm going to leave the stage to you, and I'll be back afterwards.
Okay, thanks for being invited here in this wonderful environment, and thanks to Siemens for opening their Mindsphere world and the whole community to companies like ours. There's a change of culture in Siemens, and we highly appreciate this to happen. This is the Data Ahead team with Jörg, our super brain CEO and founder, right in the middle. Data Ahead is up and running in automation business since 1999, and we have performed more than 500 automation projects since then. A couple years ago, there was a change in paradigm where we found that the tier one is no longer the automation company. The tier one now is the data company. And this was a wonderful, wonderful experience because the rules have totally changed since then. Future business is a data-driven business. We want to attract your attention to the bottom line sentence here. Because rather than doing another dashboard and another blinky thing, we want you to do the right things before doing things right. Because what we experience out there in our jobs is simply that many people try to do the 4.0 3D gloves and 3D glasses things before having done their 2.0 homework. And after that, they are worried why things are not running well as they should. The IoT business of tomorrow is clearly a multi-stakeholder business. There are machines coming and going, there are products coming and going, there are stakeholders coming and going. And the multi-stakeholding is the biggest challenge there, because all our staff we meet out there is coming from the world of the integrated systems. And what they usually do is they do peer-to-peer connecting, like what they were doing during their education and in their decades of work life. But the Kampf momentum indicates that this is a very strong and very dynamic company. They are telling us that they want to have transparency inside, and their existing system is very admirable. They did a great job, but they are still hungry for more. They want to digitize their business in the outbound way, and they want to open up their business for third-party engagement. And this is the big chance within the Mindsphere, because more and more stakeholders are coming and doing crazy things with your data if you allow them to do and if you enable them to do. And this is the big thing that we have to make clear, that these third parties are enabled to do that. Because the dedicated edges of past and the existing dash, they maybe cannot catch up with the stakeholder dynamics. Because the past method was netting the devices somehow. And what happens if you net too many things? There's an exponential growth of cross-dependencies. And what happens then is, surprise, surprise, speed and scalability are a big problem to the machine makers out there. While the prototype is up and running and even 10 items are up and running, you run into thick soup of problems when it comes to 50 or 250 or 2,500 devices being involved. And the other day, maybe you want to connect the Deutsche Wetterdienst geo information with other things. So it's ever more which needs to be correlated. The critical marks are not announced. Suddenly, the system is no longer working. This is what we want our customers to avoid. How do we do that? We tell them, let's overcome the dedicated edge, because there is a best practice example out there. The internet has given best practice. Best practice means We do full indexing and full semantics for any raw data involved. So we do not reformat anything, we simply enhance the quality of the main information out there. And even after years, the whole set of information involved in that ecosystem is available as it is, without changing. The Mindsphere app is called High Five because we want everybody and every stakeholder to be able to high five their data and their interests with the High Five architecture. High Five is a high-performance transparency tool for any mass raw data sources from shop floor, from existing databases, from third-party microservices even. So it's a perfect what you see is what you get evaluation tool for an on-demand selective upload into the Mindsphere. Because this is what we see from our customers out there. They are unsure whether they shall upload something into the Mindsphere or not. So we said, hey, you don't have to upload everything up front. There is a transparency tool. You can look into everything by open source dashboards. And we were transferring these open source dashboards in an industry-proof and rock-solid way into our High Five app. So in this High Five app, you can look at everything, whether it's relevant for your purposes, and you can selectively say, yes, this is the number of data, and this is the kind of data I want to see in the applications. So you as a white label customer, Kampf as a potential white label customer for the High Five app, is the one who authorizes their app makers to use these data or to let it be. High Five, of course, is quite self-explaining because the 5 criteria of raw data accessibility is velocity, volume, variety, volatility, and visibility. These 5 criteria, it's not 6, it's not 3, it's not 7, it's these 5. The OT connectivity is available off the shelf, and we are very proud that it's not working just on third-party brands. It's working excellent with Siemens brands, RX 1400, the S7 1500, the Nano IoT 2040. All these things are pre-qualified with our Docker container technology, and it's available worldwide without having to trade it. You can purchase by yourself, simply connect it to your machine, and announce it to High Five like you are announcing a new website to your search engine. This is the way how it should work. The Mindsphere embedding of High Five app enables you for a selective upload. It's on-demand mass raw data enabling for Kampf stakeholders. And our wish for Kampf in this case is that they never run into accessibility problems. May the access be with you. Thank you.
Thank you also, Ulrich Grauvogel. Now, once again, we're going to step right in the middle. And thank you for the presentation here. I liked it. How about the jury? What do you have to say? And what are the questions?
Thank you very much. I have a question right at the beginning. You said you've invested in the company and then you joined them. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's work for equity because I'm around there as an investor.
And how much time do you put into the company?
Oh, this is more than full time now.
Okay, thank you very much. But I also understand you're offering a white label solution.
Exactly. The white label solution of High Five is important as the company is just 30 staff strong, and we try to avoid to put effort in the downstream application making and in the backbone connecting thing. Our understanding is that the IIoT solutions are strongest when there is netting of best-in-class players for the integration. If you walk around here, the trade fair halls, there are many booths where you can find, we do everything, you are right with us. So how shall people self-select into the true strength? So what we did in Data Ahead is we were focusing on one thing, because we can smell the oil, we can smell the amps, and we know how steel feels because we're coming from automation. And this is our strength, and we know how to deal with the mass raw data being provided by these sources. And it's up and running out there in 50 over applications already, so it's proof. And since we are now just a brand new Mindsphere partner, the things have to be mirrored into the Mindsphere and make it available for any stakeholder out there.
Thank you. And speaking of Mindsphere, what's your approach?
Yeah. So first of all, great start of the pitch from my perspective. You had a very fresh approach. You're coming from the automation world. You could see how this experience and this expertise is now being used in your data-driven approach. I like that very much. The second half of your pitch, if I ranked it a little bit, was about the high five, and I didn't get it immediately what high five is. Then towards the end, you showed the device where it's running. Then it was, for me, clear it's a kind of an edge application, a data concentrator, a data selector, which you decide then what in which frequency gets actually uploaded to Mindsphere. So this was my understanding from a technology piece.
That's right. It's a no-brainer application. When you go into the Mindsphere app High Five, you can be sure that the data you see there are available within 1 second, even if it scales up to exabytes.
Okay. Did you ever do a proof of concept how to link High Five with the Kampf application already? Did you, because you didn't show anything there yet?
Yeah, this is what's being done right now as we are going into the Mindsphere community. We simply have to mirror the existing applications and the existing things to the Mindsphere standards.
Thank you. Fabrizio.
Yeah, for my understanding, so do you decide the quantity of data, but also the kind of data that you actually upload, and how do you do that?
The high five is indicating something like these 5 criteria I was highlighting. It's velocity, it's volume, I mentioned that 1 second exabyte, and then we have a variety, a volatility, and a visibility. So the variety that you are addressing now is not limited to a particular format, because we are using raw data as they are. Any reformatting means loss of information and loss of quality. All that we do on Edge is we enhance the informations available there, we do the full semantics, and we do the indexing. We are making things findable instead of reducing data towards a particular format.
But then do you need to sort of coordinate with the application that is going to consume that data, right?
It doesn't have to be adopted to the application that is using it, because all things are available at the REST API anyway.
Okay.
So if Kampf customer is allowing, if Kampf is allowing their customers to look into their data by the role-based model of High Five, then they can decide whether it's valid for them or not. But be sure it is valid, because we do not scrap anything, we do not put anything into cold storage or something like that. Everything is available, even accumulated after years.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And speaking of Kampf, Donatus.
So thank you very much. I very much like this approach of having qualified data as a basis, because nowadays we often have data that is just zeros and ones. For example, you have a row of zeros and ones. You know it's a temperature, but what's the unit? Is it degrees? Is it Celsius, degrees Celsius, or is it Fahrenheit? You never know. How many digits does it have? Where's the decimal point? You don't know. So it's very important to have qualified data. And I think it's also very important to know where to place sensors. As we are machine builders, so process engineers, we know where to place the accelerometer for a vibration analysis in our machine. So I think this is a very good approach for an edge solution. And then connection to Mindsphere. Thank you.
Thank you. That's what it is.
Any other questions?
Oh yeah, please.
One more, Stefan.
I actually do have one question. If I try to transport what you mentioned, that you have something like 50 applications in operation, and you were talking about multi-stakeholder management and third-party utilization of data. Can you give a short glimpse how you would see Kampf advancing with you together in order to also get a better hold on that possibility of multi-stakeholder management and making use of Kampf data for third-party use
We
cases?
see there is a huge community out there who is eagerly waiting for data to be commercialized. And this is the focus point. They do not get ahead, and there was a Spiegel Online report about that the digitization doesn't get ahead because of somehow people are stuck in the middle. The shop floor level is very ambitious. They want to do things. The C-level is ambitious as well. But somehow things are stuck in the middle. And they are stuck right in that complexity of these multi-dependencies of netted systems. So the approach is simply to have things accessible by a clear language, by full semantics, and then look what happens there, what people are making out of it. The wisdom of crowds is enormous out there in monetizing things.
Thank you very much.
Last question. All right. So thank you very much, Ulrich Grauvogel, and I'd say high five. Huh? There we go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our last presentation here. Data ahead. Exactly, you can stay right here. Our jury will take their time now, 5 minutes about, to evaluate which idea they think is best for our client Kampf. And you, ladies and gentlemen, this is also your last chance to vote for your favorite team. So go to siemens.com/vote now and vote for either Centric, we had on stage first, Trevisto, or Data Ahead. Now, the winner of the online voting will be invited to the next Mindsphere conference in September in Berlin. And there they'll get a chance to promote their company, their ideas, their solutions once again. But while we're waiting, why don't we bring up the rest of our developers here from all teams. Welcome back from Centric, Nils Vloka, Trevisto, Christian Keiner, Oliver Fuhrmann also come back to the stage. So, we'll take the microphone. So, gentlemen, just a few more questions briefly. How was it? Ulrich, you want to start off?
It was very refreshing because things are new, because in the past, such shows are more like we got this and that security concern, we get this and that problem from IT departments, but the clock has moved on.
Exactly.
Things have changed, and there is a very refreshing momentum out there towards these open systems.
That's why we have the word open in that, for a good reason, right? Mindsphere Open Space Challenge. So you enjoyed it a lot?
Definitely.
Thank you. How about you?
Yeah, I found it very exciting and quite a lot of fun, actually, having the chance to play with the platform and presenting on such an impressive stage. That was quite nice.
I think that's also what it's about. It's not necessarily about winning at the end of the day. I mean, that'd be great. That's what we're here for. We're here to do business. But I think it's also a great thing if you get the chance to, be able to present on a platform like this. You agree?
I agree.
I agree. How about you, Christian? Once again.
Yeah. I'm already here now.
Yeah, you're here now. Once again, if you if you weren't here before, Christian was presenting. He literally just got off the train. He rushed into Hall 9 and came right on stage to be here. So thanks for the effort and for the presentation once again.
You're
But
welcome.
besides all that, were you able to enjoy it a bit?
Besides all that, it was still an adventure for me, and great experience to present an idea in front of a great audience in that great setting of Siemens and on the stage of Siemens.
Do you know if anybody is watching at home? Did you tell somebody to say,
yes,
to click? Yeah,
some people, yes.
You want to say hi?
Some of
Now's
my
the chance.
students.
Hi, mom. Whatever. Say it into the camera. All right.
My wife is watching too.
Your
so-
wife is watching.
Yeah.
All right. She's cheering.
and the kids
She's happy
maybe.
you made it also. And maybe we want to pass it on also once again to Oliver. Oliver, how did you experience these 15 minutes on stage?
Not too bad, actually. No, I like the way of doing business here because Yeah, what Siemens and its partners are doing is really the choice they made is the right one, because to open up the innovation process, to work with partners on such a complex topic like digitization, this is, I think, the right and only way.
The only way, exactly. And I'd like a picture with our participants here. Maybe we can move all over to the middle, more up front to the stage. There we go, and give them your best smile, get that Colgate smile. All right, so 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen, pitching for the attention of our client here, Kampf. And as we can see over here, at least I can see it, they're still debating, which means not easy, of course, not easy to decide who is going to be the winner at the end of the day. What about the online voting? Oh, we're still going on also? Okay, so no information about that. We have, what else do we have? On stage here, after we're finished with our challenge, we'll be getting into our next presentation, which will be also focusing on Mindsphere, how to program an app in 20 minutes. This is going to be very interesting. I'm not sure who's going to be. Oh, Jens Kautler and Ingo Hecker will be on stage here. Then also that's at 3:30. 3:30 to be exact is when we'll get into that. So what we're doing now, once again, we're just waiting for our jury to get back and tell us exactly who wins the prize. What is up next for you guys? Is there anything on your agenda after you're finished here at Hanover? Anything you're currently working on you can talk about?
We will not leave Hanover until Friday.
Okay, you're here the entire week. And if anybody has questions, where is your table at right now?
On the left side.
Over on the left side?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means for everybody here, once again, if you have questions towards our participants, feel free to ask. Now, we have the winner of the online voting. Just came in. Once again, our winner will receive an invitation. These are the invitation tickets to the Mindsphere Conference, Developer Conference in September. And the winner in this case is Trevisto. Congratulations. So here you go, 1, 2. That was the first prize.
Thank you very much.
Were you expecting that?
No.
Simple as that?
To be very honest, no.
Simple as that. But it was worth the effort, all right? So thank you very much for joining here once again. And looking over to our jury, I want to see how much time they still need. Giving us a thumbs up, so they should be here any second. And here they are. We're going to get Daniel Konen, our pitch professor, back on stage to tell us exactly who won this challenge and also why. So welcome back, gentlemen. Smiles on your faces. That's good. All right. We're going to get Daniel a microphone here. And, of course, the information about the winner.
Thank you very much. So we had a bit of a discussion. First of all, hello. That's the part where you applaud. That's one person. You as well. Hello. Be kind. Yes. Hello. Oh, God. I'm loving the energy in the room again. Anyhow.
Don't take it personal.
No. Yes. Yes. I'm personally insulted. Let me just put this over here. Now, we've had an interesting discussion. First of all, thank you all very much for presenting. We've had very, very different approaches. And we've had quite an avid discussion, so sorry for having kept you waiting.
No problem.
What we did was we had a very close look and we took it by the book. We said, okay, what was the actual mission given? Mm-hmm. And we took a look who, based on the mission, gave the most precise answer, who was on the dot, and who gave the clearest answer what to do. And we had somewhat of a discussion. But we have come up with a winner. And yeah, I think that's the part where we announce the winner.
All right, maybe
I would assume.
What is the reason you chose this winner now?
As I just kind of said, we said, okay, that's what the job was.
All right.
This is the result.
And he was closest to it.
And probably bravest.
Okay.
And I have to admit, sometimes it really pays off to be brave, and it can go in both directions. And we have to admit, it was, and I'm kind of giving it away already. It was someone did something where you normally say don't.
Okay. Okay.
That means you can either fly very high or fall very low. And, well, it helped us to fly very high today. Shall I announce the winner?
Let's go for it, Daniel.
Okay. And the winner Oh, I'm loving that. That's really cool. And the winner is... It's Code Centric. Congratulations, Code Centric.
Code Centric.
That's the part of applause up front. Well done. Congratulations. And there you go. So all this, and I'd like to have Donatus join us, please. For
Yes, Donatos, that'd be fantastic. You can come on stage also for a quick photo.
So, thank you very much.
And
Here's our
gentlemen,
photographer.
smile right that way and look happy.
Wow. So Donatos, maybe you can say one or two words. What are the next steps now?
Well, I have a micro. So, well, the next steps, I guess we will sit together in a workshop and go for an agile roadmap on developing Mindsphere connectivity for the advanced.
I think somebody's happy about that. Once again, congratulations to you. Thank you also for participating. Much success in the future. And if you have any questions, once again, our participants are here to answer anything you want to know. Thank you. You've been a fantastic audience. Thank you also to everybody who participated online. And we'll be back again at 3:30 with our next presentation, like I said before, talking about Mindsphere, how to program an app in 20 minutes. That was it. And stick with us here at Siemens. Bye-bye.